A little boy starved and locked under the stairs.
Tonight, 5-year-old Jordan is at Children's Memorial recovering after police say he nearly died because he was being starved. Bradley and Tammy Blymeyer were arrested and Tammy bonded out of jail. They were charged after deputy constables realized Jordan had been locked in a small 4x4 room under the staircase.
This is something out of a third world country.
He was worried a soiled diaper when cops found him Friday at a motel. Cops found out about this horror because the boy's courageous 16-year-old stepbrother had enough and got into a fight with his stepfather over the alleged abuse of this little boy. With cops on the way, the stepmother took the boy and fled her home, allegedly to hide him from cops.
Investigators say Tammy has 6 other children, a 1-year-old who is now in foster care. Her 5, 7, 13, 14, and 16-year-olds are headed to a shelter. Tammy is pregnant with her 7th child.
Jordan Blymeyer, meanwhile, is living with relatives, and his biological mother is allowed to visit him.
Today, for the very first time, his stepmother, Tammy Blymeyer, is speaking out exclusively about what she says really happened behind the closed doors of the house that police say was little Jordan's prison. When the story broke 6 months ago, I traveled to Spring, Texas and sat down with Jordan's biological mother, Wendy, who had reunited with her son just days after he had been rescued. Take a look. When this child was taken to the hospital, he weighed 29 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to cry so bad. But I knew I had to be strong for him.
What is this black thing on his right shoulder?
That is a taser mark.
The police report says that there were bones sticking out and vertebrae showing through the skin, bleeding from the back, skin coming off of the back.
Oh yeah, it's something no child should ever have to endure.
What do you think when you look at this?
I think that those people are monsters. I don't understand how they could have done that to my sweet baby.
What was the first thing your son said to you when you saw him?
Mommy, it's never felt better for me to ever hear those words.
What did you say to him when you first saw him?
I told him that I missed him so much, and that I promised that I would never be away from him again.
Just so I'm clear, where was this closet in the house, to your understanding?
Underneath the stairs. This is how they were able to hide him, and it was just a small little cubby hole. But if you put stuff in front of it, you can't even tell that there's a door there. The children called it the Harry Potter room. They told the other children in the house that if they went down there and tried to help him, that they would get hurt.
Do you feel like you failed him?
I did. I felt like I should have gotten a gun and kicked that door in. I could truly feel that something was wrong. They completely shut me off from his life. That's a bond that should never have been broken.
What was the explanation? I mean, what did his father say?
He had no reason for it other than what I really believe is spite.
If the allegations are true, who's the ringleader?
Honestly, they're both at fault. Tammy could have put her foot down. She could have stopped this. She chose not to.
How do you feel about the fact that this woman's out walking around free right now?
That woman should never have been allowed to get out on a $2,000 bond for what she did to my child.
At that time, I wanted to talk to Tammy to find out what on earth she could say that would explain this little boy's condition. Her attorneys let me into her house and even let me inspect the closet where police say Jordan was held captive. But they would not allow Tammy to speak to me. Well, today, just 6 months later, Jordan's stepmother Tammy is here, breaking her silence. You may notice that we have no audience today because of the sensitive nature of this story. Now, Tammy's attorneys have asked to be present during the interview. They are here in the studio along with Tammy's victim's advocate. We're here discussing a story that I got involved in many months ago concerning your stepson. And I've actually been in your home, but I've not talked to you. Now, you were then and are now currently married to a man by the name of Bradley, correct?
Yes.
How long was it before you got married?
About A little over a month.
Now, at the time you married him, how many children did you have?
5.
And he had
1.
just the one. Did you get the impression that he was a loving father? Was he affectionate? Did he touch him, hold him?
He wasn't really an affectionate person, but he did genuinely seem to love him a lot.
Did you ever see anything go on between Bradley and Jordan that caused you concern, that you went, whoa?
He spanked him, and I don't spank my kids. He yelled at him, and I had a problem with that. He cusses a lot, and I don't like that type of language, even spoken around me, much less in front of a kid or to a kid. So, yeah, we had a lot of parenting conflicts.
One of the things you've said is that you had an arrangement where he wouldn't parent your children and you wouldn't parent his.
Right.
That seems really bizarre to me. How did that work
We had
in
a
practice?
premarital agreement where we actually signed that part of it stipulated that I was responsible for my children and he was responsible for his child.
And define responsible, what does that mean?
He would take care of him. He would provide for him any type of parenting or discipline for his child or my children. We were each responsible to take care of.
Did you think that extended to not being responsible for protection?
Well, I don't think I ever put that much thought into as far as protection. I mean, if somebody was trying to take him or something, I'd step in, if that's what you mean. What do you mean by, like, protection?
Well, I mean just that. If Bradley was doing something to Jordan, you thought crossing the line, hurting the child, putting him in harm's way, you don't think that premarital agreement that you signed would preclude you from protecting the child?
I think if I saw anybody that was doing something to their child and I could intervene, I would.
Was there a time in your relationship that you came to be afraid of your husband?
Yes.
How early on was that?
Within a few months, I'd say.
What made you afraid?
In the beginning, he would have anger outbursts and hit things. He'd punch the truck in the garage. And then there was a few times where he started turning that on me. I wanted to take my son to go see his dad, and he told me I couldn't. And he called me out to the car in front of the house, and he opened up the console and pulled out a gun, and he was waving it around at my head.
Did you call the police?
No.
Did you report this to anyone?
No.
Did you tell any family members or friends?
I may have. I don't remember.
This is your allegation about what happened. He's not here to refute that. At that point, did you consider leaving him?
I did.
Why
My
not?
ex actually told me, this guy's crazy. I don't know how you're going to get yourself out of this. And I said, I don't either, because I'm pregnant. I was living every day not knowing what was going to happen. You just kind of live day by day.
Did he put his hands on you in the months to come? Did he hit you? Did he hurt you?
He never hit me. He always choked me. And I guess I kind of justified it. He never hit me, you know. People asked, I could say that honestly. And there were other instances. One time I had called Wendy and told her I didn't like the way that Brad was disciplining Jordan because he was spanking him. I didn't believe in that, and he was yelling at him and stuff. And she actually also told me that I needed to mind my own business. She told me that she parented him the exact same way. It was not my child. It was not my concern. And I said, okay, I don't have to be told by both parents, butt out before I get the hint that, this is none of my business. And when I did call her, she turned around and told his sister, who then told him. And when I got home from work that night, he grabbed me by my throat and threw me into the wall upstairs, was holding me by my throat up off the ground, and told me if I ever contacted her again, he would kill me after the baby was born and take the baby.
So you feel like when you reached out to her,
She got me in trouble.
she ratted you out, it came back around to bite you. I talked to Wendy, as you know. She says that she made attempt after attempt after attempt to see her child for 2 years, that he refused and that you refused. Take a look at this. You know where your child was inside that house.
I left notes on the door. I went over there with police officers. They wouldn't answer the door. They wouldn't answer my phone calls. None. I messaged Tammy on Facebook begging her to just let me have some time with my child.
And what kind of response would you get?
She messaged me threatening to file restraining orders on me for threatening her children. I never threatened her children. All I asked was to see my own child.
Did you hear the comment about the restraining order?
She didn't make multiple attempts to try to see him. She did come over there one time. We weren't home. She did leave a note. She did talk to me after that, and I did tell her if she came over there and caused a scene in front of my children, that I would do what I could to protect them, and then if that meant getting a restraining order, then I would do that. But I did not ever tell her she couldn't see Jordan. I told her that was between her and Brad, and that she needed to contact him directly.
Did you ever see him withhold food from him?
No.
Why did your own son tell the police that that was happening?
I can't answer a question, why did he say that, if I don't even know that he said that.
I spoke to Assistant Chief Mark Herman of the Harris County Constable's Office, Precinct 4.
We got a call of a 16-year-old and his stepdad fistfighting in the front yard. Deputies respond, we get out there and separate them. The 16-year-old starts saying, look, we're fighting because he came home and saw that I let my 5-year-old stepbrother out of the closet. He was hungry, he was crying, he's being abused.
Yeah, what I'm interested in is, you say that you don't parent Jordan, you even signed a paper that you don't interact with Jordan, and that he doesn't interact with your children.
Well, we interacted.
But yet here, there's a fight going on in the front yard between him and your son, which I'm certain you didn't endorse, but then you're leaving with his child, which seems wholly inconsistent with what you've described as your arrangement.
Well, that actually isn't even accurate.
Okay, what is?
There was no fist fight in the front yard.
The police showed up, right?
Correct. But, well, I didn't even see the police show up. I've been told
You
that
left
too.
before the police got there?
Yes.
And you had already left before they got there, so you didn't see if there was a fight going on or the police intervene or hear what your son said, so you can't comment on what he said or didn't say.
Right.
When you left, where were you going?
I was not running from anybody. It came down to a choice. He was leaving or I was. I begged him to let me go, and he gave me the keys and allowed me to leave.
With?
What I thought to be my children. I did not even know Jordan was in the car. I just wanted to get out of there with my kids.
You left behind who?
A 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and 13-year-old.
Okay. So you were leaving to get your young children out of harm's way. You did not know Jordan was in the car.
Right.
Okay, so you take the children and leave. Where did you go?
I went to a friend's house.
Did you talk to the police later that night?
No.
Because when I talked to Assistant Chief Mark Herman, he said she fled the scene.
The deputies go inside the house, start looking for the 5-year-old. A few minutes later, we're told by witnesses on the scene that the stepmother, moments before our deputies arrived, had fled the location with the child.
Why would she flee the scene?
Yeah, that's a good question. It took us 26 hours to actually recover this kid. We were told lie after lie. We were on a wild goose chase, basically.
There's a lot of inaccuracies in that.
Okay, straighten that out.
I was at the doctor with my son, which is what I told the officer on the phone, who I called, and I told the officer exactly where I was. I proceeded to go into the appointment. He got checked out. There was no lie there. That's exactly where I was.
Where were you arrested?
Just at a hotel.
And were you there with Bradley?
Yes, I was.
And this was the next day?
Yes.
When Jordan was found, there were bumps, there were bruises. He was severely underweight. He had marks on the front of his head. He had marks on the back of his head. He had bones sticking out, shoulder blades, ribs, vertebrae showing through the skin. He had abrasions on the back. He had bleeding from the back. He had skin coming off of the back. And you can't explain how any of this happened. You have no idea how any of that happened.
I never even saw that. I didn't see him looking like that. He had clothes on which covered everything up.
Why was he wearing a diaper when he was found?
Because he wore diapers at night. I mean, my son wore pull-ups at night. That wasn't unusual. He had accidents.
He was 5.
And so was my son.
5-year-olds wearing diapers is not common.
Well, no, a diaper, no, I don't.
It's not common.
I didn't agree with that at all. I mean, that's why my son wore pull-ups.
It suggests that there could be some type of medical problem. There could be some type of emotional problem. You know.
Well, the doctor would.
One theory would be that the child is traumatized from being abused and kept in a closet. I mean, that's one theory that's being entertained. You've seen the pictures.
Yes.
Are those disturbing pictures to you? At one point, I read you saying in an interview that you could see bones on your back too. I mean, you seem to be trivializing this.
It was that picture that I was referring to in that statement. But when I saw the other pictures, those are the ones that got to me, the ones of his legs.
As a parent, I cannot imagine a child moving among my space in that kind of condition and not noticing it. How do you have a child in that condition in your home and not notice it? Do you have any knowledge of him ever being in that closet?
No. Other than what people have told me.
I'm talking about you personally.
No personal knowledge.
Okay. I've been in your house, as I say, and despite the fact that the lawyers vehemently denied it, the house clearly had been staged.
I laugh because I've heard that a lot, and I'm just that organized.
Well, let's take a look at this, and then you can comment on it. So the 2 boys slept in here.
Right.
Has this room been painted since the allegations have been made? Because it's still masked off.
Not.
And if 2 little boys lived in here, it looks awfully pristine if 2 little boys lived in here.
If it has not. I don't know anything about it.
You're saying nobody went in and staged that house for our cameras to walk through?
No, I have pictures of the house from March 11th, and it looks exactly like that.
You know there was paint rollers and pans and everything, brushes and everything just outside the back door.
He started painting it in November or December, and I think it was just finished in February. The tape was still on there because he's lazy. That's why the paint rollers were in the backyard.
When I look at this house that's so pristine, and you're telling me I was so overwhelmed I didn't notice this emaciated child walking through my house. It was just complete, utter chaos. This just got lost in the mix, and I'm looking at this house and I'm going, really? Really?
Just because your house is organized and clean doesn't have anything to do with the children in it or how they're taken care of.
Where are your children now?
3 of them are with my brother. 3 of them are with another lady, and 1 of them is, I don't know. I took good care of my kids. I always have. I've been a mother for 17 years.
And was there a double standard here? You did one thing for your children, but not something for your stepchild?
I did what I was allowed to do. I did what I could do. I guess typically when 2 parents come together and they get married, they blend their families together, they share responsibilities. I understand that, but that's not what happened in our case.
But you know what every mother in America is thinking about this? Why didn't you get up in the middle of the night and put some food in his bed? Why didn't you call the police? Why did they have to come and find this child in this way instead of you making certain that they found the child, even if it was an anonymous phone call? Why didn't you do whatever it took? Why didn't you put the child's interest ahead of your own? That's what they want to know.
I did everything that I could do for him. I didn't realize what was going on.
Did it occur to you that you could make a phone call, just even from a pay phone, just anything, just to get somebody to come here? If you can't ward off. You say, I did everything I could do, but you could have called for help. You could have called 911. You could have reported the situation to CPS.
I didn't realize he was like that. I didn't see him like that. Have you seen pictures of him with his clothes on? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's going to a store, he's going to McDonald's. Nobody else is noticing this either. I'm not the only one.
You're the only one that was mothering him.
I can't say that I was really doing that.
I agree. Did you let that little boy down?
I did everything I could for him. Everything that Brad would let me do, I did.
Did you let that little boy down?
I think there's a lot of people that let him down.
Are you one of them?